Path of Night, Brine and Blood is an actual play Hunter the Reckoning podcast set in the world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. Content warnings can be found in the show notes. We talk at our table about safety, comfort, and consent both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect, we're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same, so listener discretion is advised. Now, let's take back the night.
The stormy fates descend. One death involves tyrants and slaves. When straight the mangled limbs crashing at once, he dyes the purple seas with gore and riots in the vengeful meal. Excerpt from Summer by James Thompson. Last time on Brine and Blood, Dallas met with President Saunders of the Brayton Point Power Station and Mr. Klieg, the special underwater drilling consultant. Meanwhile, the shark shifter Matteo called Nat for help, holding another of his kind at gunpoint. While Nat and John stayed to support Dallas, Pheia and Todd followed two suspicious individuals who looked to be on a hunt of their own.
Hello?
Hi, there's a problem.
Yeah.
What's on your end?
Wait, hold on. What's on your end? What's going on?
Do you remember how I met that man and he was a shark shifter or something like that?
Yeah.
He called me, he's in trouble, he needs help, and I don't want to abandon Dallas here. So I was hoping that you guys weren't up to something, but...
Are you talking to him right now?
I hung up. He gave me some information about where he is.
All right, call him back. Wait, where is he?
So he's at...
Todd pauses, and he's just gonna, lean back, waiting for the answer to make sure he is way out of earshot of the fucking shark people.
It wasn't specific, but a warehouse by the ocean. Something about 86, maybe the label of the warehouse. Hallahan Fishing, probably the company.
I'm gonna take a look around, kind of scanning and seeing if they're headed towards a place like that.
You look at the general direction that these two people are walking, and it seems like they're a little meandering, like they're looking for something and they're not quite sure how to find it, but they are headed towards, it's not the ocean, but the shoreline along the bay.
Do you have this guy's number?
Yes, but there's more that you should know if you're heading... Are you heading in that direction?
I have no idea.
So...
Nat lists out the number.
He's got something volatile going on. He seems like something was trying to attack him, and he got it at gunpoint, and now they're in some standoff. It's an emergency. I told him that I would either go or send a friend.
Fuck. Well, he's got a lot of trouble on his way. So he puts his hand over the phone. Hey, so this got weird.
It started weird, so let's hear how it's getting weirder.
The sharks are after another shark. Shark and shark. And apparently this other shark has a shark hostage. And I think these guys are looking for them and are drawing close. Because wherever he is, he's out on the water, and that's sort of where we're headed.
Okay. So do we want to keep following these guys, or do we want to try and get ahead of them? Realistically, we will get there either way, but there's a chance we get there way after them if we try to play this too smart.
I think we should keep following.
Okay.
And because we kind of have a trick up our sleeves. Hold on just 1 second. He takes his hand off the phone. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not calling this guy. You are.
Sure, his name's Matteo.
Call him and let him know he's got company on the way.
I'll do that.
So whatever he's doing, he needs to pack up and get the hell out of there.
I don't know that he's going to be able to move.
And they're following by scent. So he needs to cover his scent, if that is even a thing he can do.
It sounded like he was stuck in position. It sounded immediate, like it was like holding a gun up so that someone else doesn't get closer.
Who is that? Who's on the phone?
Man, some Matteo guy. Okay. They're tracking Matteo. Matteo has one of theirs with him.
Okay, so can I have the phone?
Yeah, he hands over the phone.
All right. Nat, it's Pheia. So, look, these two don't look like they're going to be in for conversation.
You're following shark people too?
Presumably, I can't imagine that they're going to be anything else. They're hunting the scent of blood, and they are just... They said go Yanks wearing full Red Sox outfits.
Well, that's illegal.
Right. Like, whatever they are, I don't think they're in for, like, a good chat. So, like, the best thing for your buddy is just gonna be to, like, fuck off.
But he said he needs help.
This is the best way you can help him. We're gonna go there, because these guys, I can talk to them at least, but...
I'm just saying, I assume fuck off is one of his key strategies. If he could have, I assume he would have.
I have yet to discover this scientifically, but I'm told that assuming makes an ass out of both you and me.
Sure, I'll call him back, I'll let him know that you guys are incoming, and I will heavily recommend fucking off.
Okay. Love that journey for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Do you need to talk to Todd anymore?
No.
Okay, Todd, do you need to talk to her anymore?
Just give me the damn phone.
You have the damn phone then.
You can stay on the line if you want, Pheia. Nah, I'm gonna go and call him.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Nat is just kind of grinning. She took that second to fuck with Pheia just to see what would happen. But once that second is over, she is going to attempt to call Matteo back.
Are you nearby? That was fast.
I have two people. They're coming. They're going to go by Open Hearth and Maverick. You'll recognize... don't worry about it. You'll recognize them.
Truckers? But never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're in a rush here. Pheia dresses oddly. You should be able to spot them.
Two people come walking around, and don't freak out when I've got a big fucking shark guy at shotgun point, then yeah, it's probably gonna be then.
Okay, there's more. There's two other people. We suspect them to be shifters like you.
Fuck.
They are headed in the same direction.
Is the big one with them?
I have no concept of how tall they are.
As soon as you hear that, you can hear a, chuckle in the background. Truly a, oh, you're fucked, big guy, kind of chuckle.
Have you presumably considered running away?
This motherfucker has information for me, I'm having trouble parsing it.
Okay, what's the issue? Talk it out.
I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about. And you hear the voice in the background. Of course you don't, dirt walker.
Can you put him on the phone?
What? I'm not getting that fucking close.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Can you repeat what he said?
He said, of course you don't, dirt walker.
This is not the time. What did he say that you didn't understand?
Fucking any of it. Unsea, oversea, fucking blood. It keeps referring to me and the rest of us as dirt walkers. He seemed surprised at first that I, didn't give a shit about standing jaws, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what this man's fucking talking about.
Are those shark words?
I guess.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out why he wants to fucking kill me. He keeps calling me a goddamn betweener and says I'm fucking lying about who my dad is, but I'm not.
Okay, how about this? We can get you another burner phone. You want to chuck the phone his direction?
But then I'm not getting it back, so your friends better be able to find me without the phone. And he puts it on the ground, and you hear the sound of it getting kicked across cement. And then from a distance, you hear, pick it up. And then there is a crunching noise, and the phone is very clearly now broken.
Well, that's that. I call back Todd.
Todd speaking.
So Matteo has no phone.
That seems like a lie.
It's not in line now.
Oh, God damn it.
He has been informed that you two are coming. I just won't be able to contact him in the future.
Did you tell him to get the hell out of there?
I recommended it. He wants information from the guy that he's with. It's something to do with the guy trying to kill him, having a beef.
Okay. So, Matteo is definitely going to get killed when they find him. And it sounds like he's smart enough to get that, but he's not smart enough to leave so that doesn't happen.
He's a brash person.
Yeah.
He's not measured. He is acting emotionally. All the usual characteristics of a shifter, pretty magnified, yes. But he is a person.
We can have that debate another time.
Sure, I'd be happy to have it. I like debates.
Hey, he kind of turns, kind of slowing down as he follows, still kind of keeping an eye on them. There's a chance that this is going to turn into a fight.
Okay.
How comfortable are you with that?
I mean, I would like the chance to talk first.
Oh, is there a tall
If
one?
that's...
Oh yeah, he is
He's
big,
humongous.
dopey, weird guy.
Oh, then that might increase the chance that you're heading to a fight. A tall one was mentioned, and the guy who was trying to kill somebody laughed.
These guys are definitely showing up to kill him.
Sure.
We're doing what we're doing. I'd like the chance to try and talk them down and make better decisions first, but if that's not possible, I recognize it for what it is.
It's like, okay.
This is going to be a very volatile situation. I hate it, but I'm not really here to recommend total friendly behavior.
This would be buying time friendly behavior.
Just saying, I know that you and we'd rather connect. I just played that game. That's how the phone got destroyed. Trying to make a diplomatic effort to talk.
And
They're not
he
ready.
broke his phone? He was just an asshole to you despite you trying to get him out alive?
No, not Matteo, the other guy. The one at gunpoint, remember?
Yeah,
How'd he get Mateo's phone?
I asked that it be passed over.
Okay,
It was a risk.
Okay, so
I
he
took
didn't
it.
but he wasn't in Mateo's space.
Yes,
Okay.
they still have him at arm's reach, but what I'm telling you is it's already at the point, and I realize that's only a physical possession, but once you're ready to hurt a physical possession, that means you're ready to hurt others.
It's also a posturing behavior.
Sure. It could be anything.
he might just be a big freaking guy. I don't know. We're going to go find him.
Yeah.
We'll deal with this.
Yep.
How's our guy's interview going?
I'm gonna pop back into the lobby. They are collecting information on us. So
Sorry, what?
that's something
Who's collecting information on this?
Look, they had someone set up in the lobby to get some information. I can get further into it later, but getting on the phone, staying on the phone, probably won't help your situation.
No, we're gonna deal with this.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Stay safe.
So do we need to gear up?
We can't.
Do you not bring weapons with you?
Yes, I'm armed, but
Okay.
if we lose sight of these guys to stop for any reason, this is done.
I know.
So, I guess we're just going as is. I do not like just going as is. One of these things, one of them, could kill us all. And we are walking into a fucking blender. So,
How do you want to play it?
I think the best thing we've got is we give Matteo just a chance to cut and run, and then we run ourselves.
Okay.
Chances are they're not going to follow us. They're going to follow Matteo. But if we buy him even a split second, he might be able to get the head start he needs. Because, frankly, I'm not here to help people like him. He's a ticking time bomb. He's going to fucking hurt people. And whatever war he's involved with, he brought it to fucking American suburbia. So all we can do is hope that he runs and hopefully runs somewhere to take his little fight somewhere that other people aren't going to be at. So that's what I've got. And I feel not great about it.
Okay.
So I guess that's the plan. We buy a couple seconds.
Okay. So it sounds like there's going to be two guys that are going to be the problems. I don't know what the ladies' thing is going to be.
Well, it sounds like Matteo has a third.
That's what I mean is that there's the lady, there's the big guy, and then there's whoever Matteo's got. Those are going to be the three oppositions.
Yeah.
So the two guys sound like the problem.
Once Matteo takes his boot off the neck of the guy that he's got, who knows?
Yeah.
But if he's smart, and I'm not sure he is, he's going to run if we give him the chance. And we need to be ready to get the hell out of there, too.
Okay.
You know how to work a knife?
Yeah, but I've got a hammer.
Fuck it. All right.
I'm a blacksmith. I have my own tools.
Yeah, no, I believe you. No one would make that up. So, Todd takes a deep breath. Think heavy thoughts. And we'll stalk the were monsters.
Todd, I want you to make a streetwise intelligence. And Pheia, if you are following Todd's lead, you're good. If you are looking for your own ways to go places, or think about that, make me a streetwise intelligence as well.
I'm good to go with Todd.
Okay.
I am not a streetwise guy, this Todd feller. So I'll be spending a point of willpower. 3 successes.
Oh, shit.
Woo!
All right, Todd. With 3 successes, I'm gonna lay this out for you. You have 2 options here. 86, Hallahan Fishing, which is the name of the company that had the truck that hit you.
Oh my God, did Matteo hit me with a goddamn truck?
Matteo was the truck.
You actually think you might know at least the general area where it is. There's a ton of seafood restaurants in this area, and Hallahan supplies fish to a lot of them. If he's in a reasonably empty building, you're pretty sure you could find your way there, at least in the general area. Luckily, somehow, maybe he is here in town. So with 3 successes, you could get there before the 2 people you're tailing, but you'd have to go a different direction and lose sight of them. So you have 2 options presented to you with that. You may go straight to where you think he probably is, and you'd have to look around when he got there, but you would have to go. You could go straight there now, or you can continue to tail the 2 of these 2.
Todd places a hand on his very bruised ribs and pauses a moment from all the walking. You know what? Maybe there's a chance there's another way we can do this. Get ahead of them.
Okay.
How do you feel about running?
I'm an asthmatic. It's a 50-50 chance.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty okay. I've got my rescue in case.
Come this way. And he kind of like hits the button on a crosswalk.
She'll follow.
We'll pick up the pace, but let's not run and make too much of a gamble on this.
Okay.
But I think maybe if we can get there ahead, we can buy a little more than just a few seconds.
Okay. Let's give it a try.
How fast are the 2 of you trying to get there?
Todd would prefer to move at a brisk pace, or if at all possible, jog on the occasion where that's a viable option.
All right, I would like the 2 of you to roll me athletics plus stamina. Because you're not going at a flat out, this is going to be difficulty 4. Erika, because of your flaws and stuff, this will be a difficulty 6 for you.
Okay.
I have the stamina spec unyielding.
Absolutely applies to this.
3 successes.
Okay.
8 successes.
So at the pace that you 2 actually manage, you will get to this not particularly busy, strangely,
That makes sense.
area down by the water line. away from the power plant, although from where you are here, you can kind of see the power plant jutting out into the bay in the distance. And there are a lot of Hallahan shipping trucks. There are a lot of buildings and warehouses. Some of them are busy, have workers in them. Trucks getting hosed down by guys during the off hours. Apparently seems like a lot of the stuff happens in the early morning or in the afternoon. But when you guys are right now, pretty quiet. The two of you, when you're there, with honestly all the successes that you've gotten over the other stuff, will be able to recognize that one of the doors, like the personnel doors on the side of one of the warehouses a little bit further back, is ajar. But no one else seems to be walking around that building. And it is Shipping Building 86.
I think this may have worked.
I think it might have.
Okay. Let's try to get in. Todd is going to kind of quietly make his way over, not really draw attention to himself, and then hop any fences or do whatever he's got to do to get in, and we'll try to avoid being noticed.
Roll me some stealth.
Do I also need to roll stealth?
Yes.
Damn.
Well, unless you're choosing not to.
Nah, I should probably try.
Difficulty 6.
And it was Dex stealth?
Yes.
Okay. And it's -1 for a skill that you don't have?
+1 difficulty.
+1
Okay.
difficulty. Yeah, so you will be looking at difficulty 7.
Okay. And then what was it for having the eccentric appearance?
That's just to not be noticed, like, for people to remember you. Right now, because there's not really people around, it's not going to make a difference.
Okay.
It does make it harder when you're trying to, like, hide in a crowd.
Okay. I had a success and then I won. So.
Okay.
I have 3 successes. Is there any way I can kind of help cover for her with that?
No. But this is an old area. There's old bottles and cans and whatever. And Pheia, you knock over a bottle. Which doesn't draw a ton of attention, but it's enough in this warehouse space. Todd, you are in such a position where attention being drawn to Pheia does not immediately draw attention to you. As the two of you enter this space, just as the bottle gets knocked over, you see a warehouse, lots of crates and shipping. Just seems like old boat parts and stuff. It looks like this one might be opened up when things are big, but right now is, for economic reasons, has been mostly shuttered. But this place is a disaster. Old boat parts, smashed crates. There was a fight in here. There is blood splashing the walls and soaking the cement. Like, you can see rivulets going down into the drain. And you see Matteo, this guy, still wearing just like a pair of jeans at this point that he got from somewhere, a long like trench coat that he got from somewhere, no shirt, and he is holding a sawed-off shotgun pointed at a massive, hideous monster.
Conviction.
Yes. Pheia, you can spend conviction to put up second sight, or you may take a chance and see if you are affected by the delirium.
Let's go ahead and spend that conviction.
Probably smart. This shark monster, now Dallas has already seen one of these things. This thing is hideous beyond belief. It looks like a hammerhead shark and a man all at once. It is like 8 feet tall. The scales on its body are sharpened almost to look like teeth. The surface of this thing's skin is so rough that it looks like just touching it would shred you. It is a massive wide mouth. Its eyes are offset and its head is tilted so that one eye is pointed directly at Matteo, and the other one seems aware immediately of you, Pheia, as you enter the room a moment before Matteo notices you. Its hands are sharpened into these long, like, black talons. There are fins coming off the sides of its arms and legs that look sharpened like blades, like they would cut through cement. This thing is brutal. One of its feet is completely missing, and there's a massive gunshot wound that is, as you are watching, slowly healing on its chest. Like a huge chunk of its neck and shoulder were missing and now are beginning to heal. Matteo, when you knock the bottle over, looks over at you, almost bringing the gun up, and then as he starts to move the muzzle of the gun away, or the barrel of the gun away, the shark man on the ground starts to shift, and he just snaps the gun back at him, and the shark sits back down. Sit the fuck down, you know I have silver in here! And looks over at you and goes, "You nuts, friend? You don't look like the other one."
Yeah, that's me. I would like to because I have successfully failed my stealth roll, and I'm choosing that phrasing deliberately.
Great.
I would like to purposely keep both of their attention and allow Todd to move into a more advantageous position.
Todd has not yet been noticed.
Yes. And I would like to continue to keep both of their attentions.
If we get into another contested roll, I will keep that in mind.
And I am going to...
As you walk in, by the way, Matteo has to like pull focus to look at you and then looks back at the other guy. And you get the unsettling feeling that the hammerhead doesn't need to look away at all.
Right.
That he is aware of probably everything that is going on around him 360 degrees. Also, to clarify,
Yes.
you have the sight up.
Yes.
Got the fish monster clearly is inhuman, is clearly a monster. And Matteo reads the exact same. So, Matteo looks confused. Like he doesn't know what he's trying here. Like he doesn't know what his end goal is right here. He looks frustrated and angry and scared.
So Pheia is going to nominally wave to both of the men and say, "Hi, I'm Pheia." And that is her activation for outreach.
I look so mad from the dark corner. No one can
Who are you targeting with outreach?
I am going to be targeting the hammerhead.
Okay. As you say, "Hi, I'm Pheia," since you're not targeting Matteo, he just goes, "Wait, are you..."
I also go by open hearth.
Okay. Good to know.
That is manipulation plus mercy. Does my spec and beguiling count?
Yeah, I would say it does.
7 successes.
Jesus. Okay.
3 or more successes make him seem like a reasonably pleasant or intriguing person for a human. The effect applies to the designated creature, not to all in their presence.
Okay. So you say, "Hi, I'm Pheia."
Yep.
As you do so, you can feel almost physically the hammerhead's focus go off the guy with the gun on him and zoom in directly at you. And then slowly his body starts to bubble and morph and crack grotesquely. And Matteo goes, wait, hold on. And he just fucking ignores Matteo because he's all looking at you. And he doesn't turn all the way into a human, but like most of the way. There's still a little like shadow over Innsmouth fishman mutation to him. He's still gross to look at. He looks wet.
He's moist.
But there's some hair on his head, but it's like very thin and patchy. Some hair around his face, but it's thin and patchy and long. And he's just like mostly naked sitting there. And he looks at you and just goes, "Hello, Pheia.
What would you like me to call you?"
I am known as Guards the Shoals."
I like that. So what brings you to this space?
"I am here to kill the betweener liar." And he points at Matteo.
Why is that?
"Because he is a betweener.
Can you tell me what that is?
He spits in the face of sea by his very existence.
What makes someone a betweener?
They come to unsee when they are forbidden. So he deserves to die because he draws the attention of the dirt walkers to sea."
Am I a dirt walker?
"Yes,
Okay, because I walk on the dirt. That makes sense. Thank you for explaining that.
of course.
All right. So unsee is...
Dirt.
Okay.
All
tracks.
that is not sea which came first, or oversea, which came after."
We have stories about that too. There was a whole group where all that was there was the darkness and the sea.
"Yes.
That was their entire creation story.
And then Kirill made the wound in oversea and ruined everything."
The one I read involved geese, but do you have opinions on geese?
"No."
Okay. I'm just wondering.
He looks like perplexed by you. You have used this gift, this edge, before to interact with, the
Griggs.
with Griggs, frankly, with most recently. and several other times. And this time it's not like he's like, I trust this person, or like, oh, I'm going to open up to them. But more like you have tapped into this natural curiosity of this being who's like, oh, neat. I'm willing to forestall my murderous rampage because, like, what's this about? It's like almost innocent, if not for the fact that he's like, I'm going to fucking kill everyone who's not a fish.
So, sea is obviously where you live, but you talk about sea as if it's something more than that.
Sea is sea.
Like the beginning and the end.
When I first began the long swim, all Rokea swim towards sea, where we are chosen, yes.
And he looks at you like, right? Fucking obviously. Like, I can't believe I'm explaining this to a dirt walker, but like, even you must get it, stupid. Like, that's very clearly the impression he has on his weird, gross face.
All right, sea chooses you?
We are the chosen of sea.
Okay, cool.
Matteo looks fucking pissed when he says that. Like, clearly they had been talking about this shit before you guys showed up, and he's extremely confused still. And, like, him being like, I'm chosen of sea. Also, I'm here to kill that stupid fucker, like, pisses him off.
While this is going on, Todd is going to resist the urge to be like, hey, no, we got to go, and will instead keep a lookout to see for any signs of the others who are arriving.
Smart.
Pheia will occasionally glance Todd's direction and give him a look like she is trying to buy him time to get Matteo out.
If you are doing that, Todd, I need another stealth check.
Yep.
I can just imagine Todd's face through this whole interaction, just being like, what is even happening?
Improv.
This one is resisted, but I will give you a -1 diff on this because Erika previously said Pheia is trying to maintain attention.
If that is the case, I have 6 successes.
Okay, this will be against Guards the Shoal. Because of your negative, he has 5 successes. So he does not
Suck it, Shark Man.
notice you as his attention, all-encompassing as it is still focused on Pheia. So he doesn't quite notice that Pheia keeps looking in a fucking corner at somebody he doesn't notice. Dirt walkers are fucking weird, and he doesn't get their body language.
Nope. It's weird.
I give Pheia a put-it out look. Like, stop looking at me.
She does, but there's clearly, bitch, we gonna talk about this afterwards.
Stop it.
So the sea chose you to be her warrior, so...
All Rokea chosen of sea.
And betweeners are not Rokea.
Betweeners betray sea. Come to unsea. It is forbidden come unsea.
Matteo looks at him and goes, but they won't fucking tell me why. I don't get it. I'm not a fucking betweener. I'm a human being. I'm a goddamn person. I was born a person. And when he says that, Guards the Shoals looks away from you, Pheia, and looks at him with such hate and rage and disbelief and goes,
Lies.
Okay, why is it lies?
There are no dirt walkers. Amongst the Rokea, there are no born of man.
Okay, why is that?
Because unsea is not sea.
even amongst, like, he is curious about you, everyone in this room, including Matteo, but everyone in this room who is not a shape changer can feel the rising rage coming off of this thing. Like, the concept of a Rokea, a shark person who is born from a human being, both mystifies and enrages him. Like, it cannot be true in the way that someone who is an absolute zealot cannot deal with the idea of something fundamentally changing the way that he looks at the world. It is just, I will kill it before I even accept that as a reality. It is not possible.
So maybe there's more to the story then. So maybe, I don't know, maybe his mom was in the water or something and the Rokea found her there. I don't know.
He looks at Matteo and goes,
Your mother, shark.
no, my mother was a woman. What are you fucking talking about? Guards the Shoals looks back at you, Pheia, and just gestures towards Matteo like, you see what I'm working with here? He needs to die, right? Obviously, he says he was born of people. He needs to die.
How does it work? Like, excuse me if that's an inappropriate question, but is procreation among Rokeya similar to procreation among any other species?
We are shark.
Okay, so it's just normal shark.
When the mating urge come, create new Rokeya. Strongest pop. Eat all the others and survive.
Okay, is that maybe...
C tells us survive.
Is that maybe why there's this stigma against the betweeners? Because they don't...
Betweeners forbidden.
But you have a word for them, which means that they have existed then.
They leave sea and betray sea. Come onto land when forbidden.
So you know there's water in a woman's womb, right?
He just looks at you like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
So all babies are carried in water. They bring the sea with them.
No, is not sea. Sea is sea.
I mean...
River is not sea, lake is not sea.
Okay,
Water is not sea, sea is sea.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I apologize for the miscommunication.
The closer you step to, like, insulting his understanding of the world or questioning his understanding of the world, the more you can feel that rage starting to rise up and flirt with the idea that curiosity is no longer important to him and just rage and killing. At this point, you're pretty empathetic, I'm just gonna give it to you. He is right at that level where his curiosity about you, thanks to your edge, and the shotgun pointed at him filled with silver are equivalently keeping him from just going like, fuck it, and killing everyone.
Okay. Have you heard of geese?
They fly over sea. Yes.
Do they ever land on the sea? I don't actually know.
Only if foolish.
That makes sense. Okay. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Matteo looks over at you and goes, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you want to get him fucking mad? You want to have him do the fucking same thing? Just gills, pop, you'll drown on fucking land, and then he'll eat you.
I mean, I'd prefer not to have that.
Then shut the fuck up talking about eating.
It seems to be a special interest of his. I'm just trying to make nice conversation.
Fucking course it is. And the hammerhead, or the guy-ish that was the hammerhead, guards the shoals, gives this like wet chuckle and goes,
I am not hungry one. Hungry one is no prey remains. He searched for me.
Okay.
He and all seas. My slough search for me. Yes. After dirt changers kill Wave Crest.
I don't know what a wave crest is. Can you explain that to me?
Member of slough who is dead because of stupid changers who do not understand sea. Bring violence to us while we take all seas to hunt betweener for rite of passage.
And he points at Matteo, who just fucking like throws one of his hands up.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
Why?
Because I know for me that when I lose someone I care about, it hurts.
All thing die.
That is also true.
Rokeya survive. This is what sea ask. Only sorry that Wave Crest no can fulfill duty of sea.
Is there something that the Rokeya are drawn to protect?
Sea.
He just looks at you like, obviously. Like, just this weird, like...
Just the sea itself or anything in it, the ecosystem?
Swim and swim. Balance, yes. We do not come to unsea. Not after tragedy of Turna'a. No, it is forbidden between our...
And he looks back at Matteo. Angry, not going anywhere. Todd, while this conversation is continuing, I need you to roll me a perception alertness.
Balls.
Okay.
This is contested.
Yep. Just seeing if I have anything that might...
I'm not looking at him this time.
Now, luckily, they are on land, so they are at penalty.
I will spend a point of willpower. I have 2 successes.
They also have 2 successes because of their land-based penalties. So, you will notice them, but not with too much advance warning. As this conversation continues, you see stepping out of the shadows that huge guy and the much smaller woman with the dark hair and the 2 wide-set eyes walking as the huge guy has his ugly face like lifted towards the air and his 2 flat nose sort of flared, sniffing at the air. And you're pretty sure he hasn't smelled you, but he definitely smells all that blood in the air from this warehouse.
Todd speaks up. Yep, awkward. I haven't revealed myself up until this moment. We got to go right now. Matteo, we are leaving.
As you do that, I am going to roll for Matteo to see if he startles badly while he's holding the shotgun pointed at somebody.
Totally understandable.
It's a lot of 9s, actually. He's okay. Just
Oh no, he shot the shot.
you see his like.
I was talking over part of it.
You see his finger twitch on the trigger of the shotgun and manage to hold himself. Oh, fucking shit!
They're here. Spare him, kill him, pick one, we're leaving.
Pheia, because you have been talking to him, because you've sort of taken charge of this scenario, you have an opportunity, you have the feeling that Matteo is going to choose to take a chance on this guy and spare him in this moment, or pull the trigger right now, and it depends on the thing that you say next. What do you say, Redeemer? Todd has put in place, the time for action is now, the time for action is now.
Pheia has been pretty focused on just talking to guards the shoals, but she will, in this moment, look to Matteo. You both share the instinct to survive, just like everybody else. He also has knowledge that has survived longer than all of us. Let's let everything survive today and just fuck off.
Matteo looks at you with like clear uncertainty.
You've let him survive this long. You could have ended this hours ago. You know there's more to him.
And very hesitantly, when you say that, lowers the shotgun. Finger still on the trigger, still very clearly ready to be like, to just kill this man if he moves. And there is no movement up for guards the shoals, who still doesn't have a foot. And then looks at you and looks at Todd, who is just like, we need to get the fuck out of here, and nods.
Pheia looks to guards the shoals and says, thank you for telling me about C.
You listen better than most dirt walkers.
I'm happy to anytime you want to talk about it.
I can promise no safety if you are seen again.
I would expect nothing less. Survival.
And he looks over at Matteo and says,
The hunt is not yet over between her. We know that you are at the poisoned site.
And puts up his hands, as in like a almost universal sign of like, I'm not doing anything right now. And it is at that moment that Todd, you are aware that guards the shoals, has his hands up and is not going to make any movements, but is also okay with running out the clock a little bit here in the next few moments. So the time is now.
We go, now.
Pheia goes.
Matteo...
She will grab Matteo by the arm and yank him along
He is
bodily.
almost hesitating for a second. There is a part of Matteo that wants to stay and fight.
He is not allowed to have those feelings.
Much stronger part of him that's like, all right, fine, time to go. And the group of you run. How are you getting out? Quietly, or are you in a dead sprint?
The reasonable choice would be to kind of take our time, exfil properly, but we run. We run.
Yeah.
Nat, as you leave John in the parking lot, sort of head back to the lobby of the Brayton Point station, sort of lingering on your phone, trying to look inconspicuous. You see Dallas come out of the internal door with a little, you hear that electronic buzz and click, and Dallas steps back out into the lobby.
Nat lifts a hand to greet Dallas.
Hey, that was interesting.
I'm sure. Got a ride?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Get any weird feelings about this place while you're waiting for me?
Nat stretches to take up a few more seconds until that they've gotten out into the parking lot. And then she looks at Dallas and she says, "Oh, well, the receptionist, not human, hot. Seems like that's going to continue to be a problem for me. Always has been."
I'm sorry, what's the problem?
The problem is that she's not human. She has something going on with her to make her more alluring.
Oh, yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah. Well, I gave my name to her.
Oh.
Look, she's very hot. I'm not recommending it, but I am saying that that's set up that way on purpose to info gather.
Sure. All right. Where's John at? He's got the car, right?
John's got the car. The others, there was an emergency. They're off to help Matteo.
Wait, I'm sorry. Matteo was the...
Shark shifter I spoke about earlier. He's having an emergency. Maybe it connects into all this.
Okay, and you sent Pheia and Todd to go help.
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally, we can try and meet up with them.
What kind of emergency is he talking about?
Gunpoint?
Gunpoint?
He had the gun, though, so a little bit better.
Him having it doesn't seem like an emergency. Who do you have a gun on?
Hey, come with. Fill you in the car?
Okay.
John, you see Dallas and Nat approaching the car.
And I'm like waving them like...
Nat easily picks up into a jog, and she heads up to the passenger seat.
Dallas is ready to get in the back seat. He kind of holds up a Morley light. Do you mind if I smoke in the car?
Roll down the window and I'll also get the shotgun from under the bench.
The shotgun? Okay, yeah. He rolls down the window, jumps in the back, lights up the cigarette, and starts kind of shuffling around for the gun. Why are we grabbing guns now?
It's likely that it's a conflict between shark shifters, and that it is escalating.
Okay, that's important information. So Mateo's got one of the sharks pinned down?
Unclear whether it was a shark, but that seemed likely.
Okay, so we're gonna go take out with the shifter.
Hopefully, no.
I don't know. We're going to go there. And we are not prepared for that, so mostly hoping to just pick them up and get the fuck out of here.
Well, if Matteo is working with us, and we got the three of us plus the two, Todd and Pheia, that 5 plus a shark versus 1 shark, we could probably do that.
Not prepared.
And there's no reason to. You said yourself that you didn't think that the sharks were bad.
Yeah, but they still shouldn't be on land. I saw these things tear people in half.
Sure.
They killed Griggs.
Does that motivate you to fight them?
Kind of.
Why?
Because they're coming here killing indiscriminately to take care of Endron.
By the way,
we can take care of Endron and send them back to the ocean. If they're here, they're going to kill more people.
I'm going to be driving.
Okay.
I assumed as soon as they got in the car going, I have started going.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm hoping I have some sort of idea of where this is based on the information that Nat provided Todd earlier.
Once we've gotten a short distance away, I am T9ing his ass an address, and I'm going to get us a quick cab. I'm just going to call a quick cab service because I assume these fuckers can't drive, so that'll put us some distance between us and them. We'll go to location. We'll meet up. That's my plan.
We don't know that fighting's the answer. We don't know that it's not the answer. There's
yeah,
more
but
to find
I
here.
do know that my buddy Griggs grew gills in the presence of these things, died, left his wife and child without a father. How many more people like that in Massachusetts are going to have to deal with this shit?
We're here to get involved.
Yeah.
We're useful if we know what to do, not just to be angry.
I'm not being angry. I'm just understanding the fact that we might have to bring violence to these things.
We might. You're not wrong.
Shifters are notoriously difficult to put down.
Okay.
Without proper preparation. And on top of that, they're just destructive from everything I've heard. Walls, buildings, anything that gets in their way.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of collateral damage. We do not have that kind of firepower. I don't even know what Todd has on him right now, but he's still hurt.
You're right to mourn the people you mourn. You're right to be angry for their lives. And I get that. The lives...
you?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm with you. If these things become a problem, we will find them, we will figure out a plan, and we will take them out.
John, as you are driving, just sort of out of the parking lot and away as everyone is talking, there is a text message beep on your phone with an address. It seems to be from Todd's phone.
I will say on my way. Do I recognize where that area is at all?
It's actually here in town. It's just a few miles away.
Okay.
Look, the things that we do, it's a balance. Everyone here has a different role. I get that my role is not right every time. That's part of what I have to learn here. It's also part of what you learn here. My role is to try to see whether or not there is humanity, whether or not there is someone in there. But that doesn't mean that it's okay for people to get hurt.
Yeah, but even if they are human, if they're being assholes, they still might get hurt. Humanity, monster, that shit doesn't matter sometimes.
Life has value.
Of course it has value. But violence still happens. Wars still happens. Fuck monsters. If these things were just actual eco-terrorists like Endron's lying about, they still could be fucking dangerous and might need to be put down.
True. All of it true. But you will never find out if you don't try. So you have people here to try, and then you have people here for if it doesn't work out.
All right, so we have one of these things at gunpoint, and we have the 5 of us going to back up Matteo.
Oh, there's 2 more.
Dallas kind of like stops and kind of sits back on the bench.
Dallas, when he says there's 2 more, your mind flashes back to when that first one showed up, and then 4 more showed up immediately afterwards.
So there's 3 of these things there?
Seemingly they came upon the other 2 looking for the first one, and they are... I don't know what they're trying to do. We got an address. Todd just gave it to me.
You step on the gas. We got to get there fast.
I am doing my best. The Massachusetts police are not great.
Dallas's whole demeanor of kind of being excited that we might have the edge has disappeared, and he has gone sheet white.
Anyways, grab the map under there. Just confirm where this address is.
Nat, glances at Dallas through that rearview mirror and kind of takes a hard moment to drink in the fear in his expression. Chooses to say nothing and instead gets that map sorted and points out the directions for John.
When the Hammerhead said a couple of things that actually really stood out to Todd. One, they know about a poison site and that there's conflicts there. So I think that Matteo, if he's been to that quote unquote site, he's got information that might be able to help us deal with the threat. So I want a space where we're talking. I want a space where we've got sight lines for quite a fucking distance. So like a parking lot next to a Dunkin' Donuts is absolutely perfect. And the other thing is that I recall the Hammerhead making reference to not wanting the Dirt Walkers to know about their existence. So if we find a public place, Todd thinks that it is actually safer than going somewhere that's out of sight where they might be able to use their clear physical advantages against us in the event of a brawl. So Todd is looking basically for somewhere like by an on-ramp somewhere like those gas station Dunkin' Donuts type places, somewhere he can get his hands on a little bit of Tylenol and just kind of fucking lay down on pavement and try to breathe.
So, throwing it out there, how long did we have to run before we caught the cab?
Not crazy far.
Okay. How visible is it that you are hurting?
Todd actually hides it pretty well. But once the adrenaline starts to fade from running and they're in the cab, Todd is kind of just quietly wiping tears and like looking out the window and kind of not super well.
Hey, what do you need?
Just tell them some water.
Pheia will fish an actual first aid kit out of her bag, and she pulls out like a little, it's almost like a billfold wallet that just has all of these compartments of over-the-counter medicines, and she'll actually pop out some name brand Tylenol and offer it to him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He kind of just pops the pills into his mouth, chews on them, and looks out the window before gulping it down.
Jesus, dude, I had water too.
Oh, thanks.
She
kind of reaches out.
She pulls out like her water bottle.
And he just downs it.
Matteo is sitting in the front seat of this cab next to a visibly uncomfortable cab driver.
Can't all be New Haven cab.
John, your car pulls up into a sort of half-empty parking lot next to a Dunkin' Donuts around the same time as a yellow cab, and both Pheia and Todd get out of the back, and then a disheveled-looking guy, badly concealing a shotgun underneath a trench coat, also steps out of the front seat. Nat, you would instantly recognize him as Matteo.
Todd's gonna hand the cab driver a 20 and be like, "Hey man, thanks. I know, guy's a fucking weirdo. Not your fault, thank you."
Yeah, absolutely. Can you... And he just sort of like beckons you to like get closer so you're out at earshot after the Matteo side door. Is that dude like a serial killer or something? Because he gives really fucking bad vibes. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm good, man, thank you.
Okay. This cab driver seems really discomfited by being in Matteo's
killer.
presence.
Just a dick. And he tries to like be a little reassuring and crack a smirk.
All right, good luck, buddy. And he like backs out of this parking lot and just leaves to go find a new fare several blocks from here as fast as he can.
Todd turns to the group. All right, including Matteo. A couple of rules. No names. Everyone's watching for signs of these guys arriving. From what the Hammerhead said, they don't want to be discovered by dirt walkers or whatever they call it. And that means that if we keep our eyes out, they're not going to jump out and reveal themselves to the world at large. It gives us a chance to just leave if something comes up. And he just like sits down on the curb.
Matteo zones out for a second, like just totally stares into the middle distance, checks out in a way that Nat, you have seen him do once or twice before.
Mm-hmm. She's popping out of the car and approaching the situation when she sees this.
And then he just looks over at Todd and goes, "They're not coming. Not yet anyways."
Okay. Todd kind of like...
"These are the friends of yours?" He sort of gives a high sign and a wave to Nat.
Yeah, everyone here is friendly. Is everyone here okay?
Yeah, but living the dream.
Dallas speaks up. How do you know they're not coming?
Well, they could be coming. They're better than me. They're more experienced than me, but I don't know. I just have like a sixth sense for danger at this point, and I'm feeling shockingly relaxed in this fucking parking lot. He looks around, like Dunkin' Donuts and stuff.
I don't mean to be a dick here, but I think I need to get down to business. I've got a couple of questions.
Dallas is going to light another cigarette, making sure that he is well away from where Pheia is.
Thank you.
And as he does so, he'll stare into the flame of the lighter.
Okay.
And then after having lit that cigarette, gives Matteo the once-over with a discerning eye.
Absolutely. Roll me for discern. Very clever using the lighter.
That's perception plus zeal.
Plus zeal.
I will risk a point of conviction.
Okay.
5 successes.
Okay, for the next 50 minutes, you have discern up, chaining it off the last one.
Matteo,
See.
my friends stuck their necks out for me, for you on this.
Well, I appreciate it.
And I'm hoping with that appreciation you can help us, because there's a lot going on here.
I'm probably just as confused as the rest of you, but I can fucking try.
Well, hold on. Hammerhead guy said that there was a poison place.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
When Todd asks that, Dallas, you look at Matteo, and as he is right now, it's strange. It's not so discern doesn't give you that instant sense of like monster like the second sight does, but it does pick out little things. And right now, it mostly just looks like he's human. But there are little signs, little like broken blood vessels, or like around his eyes, a twitching of his body, the webbing of his like fingers and toes. He's wearing bare feet right now. It's just a little bit longer than normal, like takes up a little bit more space than you would expect. For all intents and purposes, he's human, but you get the sense that he doesn't have to be.
There's this site someplace, like I told Nat, I was looking for someone. I tracked them up here to the power station nearby, and then there's this channel that runs out, and there's this fucking site out in the ocean. I could smell how wrong it was out there. And if they're not keeping him there, they're keeping someone. And it's rotten out there. I don't know how to explain it. It stinks. I can't even tell you what the fucking place is. I can only get there by scent.
Big metal rig?
Yeah. There's these like domes on the top. It was hard.
That's Texas Tower 2.
It was in the dark. I didn't see it very well. It was like raining and stuff when I was there.
Is the scent coming from deep, deep down?
It's all over it. But it permeates the waters.
All right, I have some more questions.
Yeah.
Next. Squid people. Squids, there's something, people are being taken over by these squids.
He looks confused about that.
Do you know anything about that? Did the hammerhead guy say anything about squids when he talked to him?
Well, sort of. He was talking about Kirill. He was talking about this, like, fucking weird cosmology shit that I didn't fucking understand, which is why I got so fucking confused and I called you in that.
What is Carol?
It's like... fuck, how do you explain it? There's, like, sea, and then there's the sky, and then there's the earth, and then in sea there's, like, 3 fucking things, and it's, like, the fish... mother, and then there's like the crab mother or something, and then there's the fucking like squids and tentacles and whatever thing. Carol, I don't know. The guy had a
Klieg?
No, I've never heard that before. What is this?
No. Klieg is he's the one that's in charge of all this nonsense.
No, I have no idea. No, he was the Guards of the Shoals guy was talking like big picture nonsense. I didn't really fucking understand all of it. He said something about how his people, I don't know, the Rokia, the sharks, that they are enemies of the tentacle things. Usually. But I don't know anything about taking over.
If they attacked there, that means that might be where the tentacle things are coming from. And they're just...
No, Klieg is the one that's in charge of the project of whatever's going on Texas Tower 2. The special team, the tactical guys that were down below, all of whom had weird octopus eyes.
Wait, octopus eyes?
Did you not hear anything about what I've been dealing with? I know we really haven't had a chance to talk a whole lot.
No, and I'm sorry about that. I guess it's just been one thing after another. But I was hit by a fucking truck, and it was sent by the same company that you were just at. And they were doing it because some contacts had found a squid with human eyes. And Mount Hope Bay, there's a trench in there. the person I was talking to said that it goes way deeper than the public knows. And when I checked in on them, they were influenced, taken by these what has to be one of the squid things. They tried to take me too, and the other person that was there insisted that was not a case, and they were doing everything in their power to dissuade me from being worried about that trench. So, what if there's some sort of digging, some sort of experiment that's going on that's causing this?
It's consistent with what I've been finding, that it goes much, much deeper than it would ever need to. From a standpoint of things that I've looked into, we know that all their operations go far, far beyond what a rig should encompass. Even just having the deep sea operations like they would be hiring you for, that could be connected. On a scientific level, a rig like that would only go so many feet down, but what you were
but there's got to be some kind of trench there, like, because you don't need saturation for just going down to the base of the tower.
Exactly.
Wait, you're saying that there isn't? I mean, like, because we're talking like thousands of feet of depth.
Yep.
So wait, there isn't?
He's asking if there was a trench there previously.
Theoretically, no.
What? Geography, like before and after. Was there used to be a trench there?
According to the deep sea scans, according to what's published, that shouldn't go further than 60 feet.
Dallas looks kind of shook by this information. Obviously, he never looked into what should have been there. He just assumed because we were saturation diving, there was something that deep that was just, on record. Now, hearing that it's not official or public, you could see that he's a little shook.
So, Matteo, what were you there for at the tower?
Nat gives Matteo a prompting look. One of those raised eyebrows. A little bit of social pressure to spill.
There's this... So like I told you before, and he looks at Nat for that. I'm looking for my father. He went missing a while ago. I've been able to sort of track him up from Miami, just up the East Coast. Something happened, he keeps moving. I told you sometimes I get so... let's call it emotional. All I can do is swim. And like the sea is calling to me. Like I am of the land. I am a human man, but I just needed to swim. And so I swam, and when I was there, I caught his scent in the currents for miles. And it led me to that place. But as I got closer, I noticed not just the fish, but the spirits of the fish won't even go near that place.
Spirits of the fish, can you give us a quick
when I'm
recap?
Swimming, I see fish that aren't fish. I see things that aren't things. That the fucking hammerhead was sort of explaining it, but he was doing a piss poor job.
So, like, in a shamanistic sense.
I guess.
Like an animistic Shinto sense. People see the spirits of objects.
I don't fucking know. I was raised Catholic.
Okay, so, like, think of it, like, in terms of...
Yeah,
that,
so like,
that statue isn't actually the spirit of... isn't actually the Virgin Mary, but we worship her like it... we pay homage to it like it contains the spirit.
It's like the sea is alive itself. The fish exist, but also the idea of the fish exists, and they can talk to you, and it's a whole. It's really hard to explain. I don't know how to, and it only happens when I am swimming like that. Let's say.
Can run with that. Well,
but the things that were out there, the closer I got to that place, the more it was. I don't know, poison isn't really the right term, but it's not the wrong term either. And it's the only things that existed out there. I could feel that there were things in the water, but they were hidden even from me, something deep and awful. And I got so fucking angry when I was out there that I couldn't control myself. But then the others came, and I came to my senses, and I ran because I knew I would fucking die. But I knew there was something out there connecting me to him.
How many others are there?
As far as I know, when they first started following me, there were 4 of them, but
Guards of the Shoals was saying that one of them died.
I've only seen 3 recently.
He was saying that one of theirs, Wave's Crest, was killed by other changers, wolves maybe.
It beats the fuck out of me. I'm not going to say that I'm sorry about it.
So the natural order was avoiding this place also, is what you're saying?
That's what it feels like. I'm so fucking... I don't know. Like,
right.
As much as I fucking hate those motherfuckers for chasing me, like, I at least understand. They know more than I do about this shit, but I'm trying my best. I don't know. I feel like I am missing a piece of something.
And so you're similar to the other people you're dealing with?
I guess. To hear him tell it, I'm different because I have parents. That I'm not just a shark who woke up one day.
Gotcha. So different upbringing.
And I guess that means a fucking lot to a lot of them.
Well, people can be judgmental.
I did feel like one thing was made clear to me. There's so you know how all those fucking like Save the Whales campaigns? Mm-hmm. You've seen like the bumper stickers and things.
It's actually looking like they might be very effective.
Well, if the fucking shark was anything to say about it, that's really goddamn important. I don't quite understand why, but something about the natural ecosystem, the way that the ocean works needs the whales. And this fucking site, it smelled of poison and death and rot, and it smelled of my father, and it smelled a little bit like whales. And I don't know how to explain it any better than that.
Is your father someone important?
No. He's a fucking fisherman. I worked with him on the docks. I grew up doing, like, mending nets for my dad. He's nobody.
Just checking.
Is he important?
He's important to me.
To the Rokea.
I don't fucking think so.
What the hell's the Rokea?
So shark men, that's what Guards the Shoals said.
I sat
It's their term for them.
Okay.
Had a good long conversation with Guards the Shoals.
I am assuming Guards the Shoals is one of these other shark people.
It was the one
holding...
Matteo was holding. They were kind of at an impasse.
By the way, just in case don't do it for me, but these fuckers come at you, silver burns real hard.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Good job on the conversation, Open Hearth.
Thank you, Grotto.
Well, Grotto, that's Nat and that's Pheia.
Oh, you got that far. All right.
Do you guys use, like, trucker handles? What is this?
Why do you know trucker handles?
Because he's a...
Because
you're a person.
I'm a person. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've been talking to a shark for like the past hour. My brain is having trouble
like
switching
5 minutes.
gears.
To answer your question, yes. Moving on.
I'll try and remember that.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Dallas reaches into his jacket and pulls out a bag and tosses it over to Matteo.
He catches the bag with the teeth.
Are those yours?
He looks at 2 of them. I mean, this one's not. And he sort of fingers one of them. And then he sort of shakes the bag, indicating the other one. I'd be willing to guess this one is.
The one that was in the Ziploc that I found at Griggs's place is probably Matteo's.
Yes.
The other, the big one, that's the one that I found, not his.
That one is like twice the size, and that is not his.
So silver works. Anything else?
I mean, my first shots weren't silver. So you're pumping off fucking bullets into somebody. But there's a tough fucking bastard. They're hard to kill, I don't know.
How many of them total have you seen?
I mean, I've seen 4. Well, and I guess now 3 if we haven't seen the one in a while. Other than that, I guess just me.
They just chased you to that site? They weren't at that site on their own?
As far as I can tell. They really fucking hate me for being a between or whatever the fuck. Now, I don't think they were happy when they got there because they started... I mean, they were very single-minded coming after me, and then all of a sudden they were doing other shit. Which is how I managed to get away. Because the big one is fucking way faster than me.
What do you
even
mean,
in the water.
Doing other shit?
They seemed very distracted by the people there. On a fucking killing spree.
There was a whole gun battle.
Yeah, I know. I got shot a few times.
Actually, that makes sense. Right? Hammerhead said that they protect sea. So if whatever this company's doing is violating sea, they had to abandon their hunt for the sake of their job, right?
I guess.
Be an excellent distraction.
I felt shitty leaving because when I was there, I wanted to just fucking kill all of those motherfuckers. But I had a little bit of self-preservation and I ran.
Is there a chance... You said you smelled your father there.
I thought I did, but it's so confused.
Is there a chance that tooth belongs to him?
Like I said, as far as I know, he's just a guy.
No, that tooth is from one of the big ones.
No, not the big tooth. I meant the one that Matteo said might belong to him.
I think it's mine, but I can't... I mean...
That tooth was found in my buddy Griggs's house. I'm pretty sure you killed him.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well, Griggs is the one that got gills.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you do?
Not me, but...
Hammerhead, right? He's the one that could do that? You mentioned it.
Yeah. It's a hunting tactic. They will... If they're strong enough, if they can do it, if they have the gifts from the spirits, they will force someone to manifest gills so that they start to either die on land or be forced to jump in the water where the sharks will tear them apart. It's a hunting tactic. It's not something I know how to do.
Right. So, you also said you went to the power plant. Did you find anything interesting over there?
It fucking stinks too.
Yeah. It's starting to add up.
It smells a lot like... By the way, there's like a trench in there that's like much deeper, sort of goes out of the bay and into the sea. You'd think it would be a shipping channel, but it goes deeper than most boats would need to go.
And it's similar to the tower in many ways?
Well, not nearly the same and much closer to land, but it stinks there.
My shipping like instructions like that for when I'm actually to go to work for them is in a couple of days. And am I shipping out to Texas Tower too?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the site that they would need, or that they say they need saturation divers.
Well, the interview did go well. And in a couple of days, I have shipping orders to head out to Texas Tower 2. I'm going to be joining the saturation team. Obviously, I don't want to fucking go get turned into a squid person and be part of this evil corporation, but I figure it's an in at least.
At least the receptionist was not human. There might be some real risk that they'll change you.
Neither was Klieg. Klieg was wearing... I could tell that he was wearing contacts. I think he's got squid eyes just like the rest of the divers. I don't know what these things are. I don't even know what to call them. But they are certainly not human. The Klieg is the head of Project Deepwater. That's the name of the group that is in charge of the tower and all of this deep stuff. I mean, it makes sense. Deep water, right? That's the name of the project that is a collaboration between between Endron and the Earth Frontier Division. I've never even heard of the Earth Frontier Division outside of this. And apparently, when Klieg was talking with Saunders, the head of Endron, or at least this particular part of Endron, he also made reference to some board of directors. This whole thing feels like weird, clandestine, like black ops corporate, like nonsense hidden behind layers of more bureaucracy and just shell companies and all kinds of craziness.
And history would suggest that evil men at the head of corporations messing with their environment think they have something to gain. Whether it's just money or power.
I mean, this goes beyond that and starting to travel into our realm of things.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, to me it sounds supernatural.
Yes.
It sounds like some kind of monsters have gotten their grips into the wonderful bureaucratic corporate structure and are using that to do something fundamentally unnaturally evil in the ocean. And unfortunately, that's drawn the attention of the weird monsters that live there. No offense.
Hey man, I'm from Miami.
What's the plan? Are we going to see about Brayton Power Plant and see what that is, and maybe that'll give us a tip-off under what's going into the tower? Because the tower is unassaultable for us.
It's a 5-hour boat ride out there. In theory, we could...
In open seas, they'll see us coming.
Yeah, no, but they're expecting boats coming out there.
Well, here's the question. What are the odds that they've got these combat squads of squid eye folk?
Seems high at the tower, at least.
100%. They came up from a saturation bell, so that's what the divers load onto to go down the 1,000 feet they need to go or more to work on wherever they're working. That normally takes a long time. We're talking. In order to come up from that depth safely, you're talking like it's like a day of decompression per like 100 feet you're down. So, in order to come up from a site down there, you could be talking about weeks. This bell, bringing the tactical team, just was, as far as I could tell, just winched up to respond to the attack by the Rokeya.
So there's probably a lot more to that place than we can see.
There could
Absolutely.
be. Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to say that there could be a whole facility down there.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking the same thing.
If we're talking about
Yes.
evil supernatural corporations, maybe they have a giant sea lab underground base.
It's incredibly likely based on the information that we've received.
It sounds like James Bond, but considering the fact that I saw shark men tearing my friends in half, I guess not that weird.
And it may be utilizing that old power plant.
Anyways, it still doesn't answer what we're going to do next.
Well, it does, right? Because we can't just besiege the place. And if we have to, that's going to have to be the last option. So what options are there for things that would force them to abandon the project? Obviously, I think media exposure would be a huge problem for these guys. But I don't know that it'd be a permanent problem for these guys.
I'm guessing they have people to cover it.
Right. So if we are to go that route, just as an example, we'd have to do it in a way that they can't just cover up. It would have to be explosive.
Or possess.
And they'll already be keeping track on a couple of us. And using... Sorry, your Maverick, what's your tag?
Placebo.
Thank you. They already know information about Maverick, Placebo, and myself. You two, you might be alright for now, but they'll be keeping tracks, no?
No, I'm fairly certain they've turned one of my coworkers.
When I was in the lobby, I gave my name. Not on purpose, but it happened. If they're finding out about you two...
My dude never showed up to cover my shift when we had that first meeting at the diner. I went to see him, and he had this mottled rash. He was staying in the dark. He wouldn't let me... His personality was just completely different. He's like... To say he's an HR nightmare is taking away any charm he has, which is considerable. But he was just very distant. He was very... I don't know. He was not himself.
Is that consistent or inconsistent with the squid eyes?
I haven't been able to tell if he has squid eyes. He definitely had a mottled rash.
It seems awfully fast for them to be moving, though, essentially before we even did anything.
Is it possible that your coworker's just sick and being an asshole?
Anything's possible. It would just be weird. He usually begs me to come and take care of him and acts like a baby when he's sick.
Did you check him?
Yeah. He was corrupted.
Like, supernaturally so?
Yeah,
Sounds
checked him with the site.
So...
Well, shit.
The problem is far-reaching. Mav was dealing with some issues in his area also, which is somewhat tied to this.
All right. I want you all to hear me out and just tell me if this is fucking crazy, this thought. What's your coworker's name?
Gary.
I fucking hate that name. Sorry, he's probably a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Or was a nice guy.
Had great legs.
Would it be wild for us to go snatch Gary, and considering that he's been replaced by a squid thing, and maybe beat some answers out of this guy?
I'm not doing that to Gary.
Well, it's not Gary anymore, right? You said that he's a monster now. The site told you.
I'm not doing that to a coworker.
Well, here's the thing. You said you saw him as corrupted?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe he can be helped.
Yeah, but let me rephrase. The only reason I'm saying this is because Gary is maybe that's a situation that we can take on without risk of us having to fight a tactical team or a whole gang of Rokea.
Let me be clear. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is that if we take him in, right, maybe we can fix him. Maybe we can get rid of, if it's one of the squid things, we can get rid of the squid once we have the info we need.
Tell me how.
Well, I was going to take a knife and cut the thing off of him.
Do you think he has a squid on him?
Yeah, I do.
Like a face hugger thing?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought of it that way, but that's pretty much my experience with the things, yeah.
Well, less conspicuous.
If we can find a way to save people, maybe that's something we can actually do about all this moving forwards.
So I know it seems like an aggressive move, because it is, but in the end, your friend Gary may benefit from it.
I'm not doing it because I can't get written up by HR.
If you get caught kidnapping the guy, I wouldn't worry about that.
I can't lose my job.
Yeah. What I'm saying is we're going to want to not get caught, period, because it's illegal to kidnap people.
I know.
So I think that goes without saying. Yes, obviously we don't want to get caught doing this.
But I think to Pheia's point is because she knows this guy and other people that she knows they have a relationship, she probably shouldn't be anywhere in the area seen with people maybe snatching him.
And I'm not going to help you kidnap Gary.
And we also don't want a big group doing it. That's fine. But if we can save Gary, and that's a viable option here, I think this is worth considering.
Test it on someone else first.
I don't know if we have that kind of time or
test it on someone else you care about.
Do you have...
Who else do we know has been corrupted by these things?
Hang on. Do you still have that squid?
No.
Do you have anything that smells like that squid?
No.
Path of Night, Brine and Blood is an actual play Hunter the Reckoning podcast set in the world of darkness. Dallas McCoppin was played by Garrett Gabbey. John Spencer was played by Tim Davis. Pheia Quinn was played by Erika Webb. Nat Chowdhurani was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Todd Keating was played by Lex Lopez. Your storyteller was Rob Muirhead. This episode edited by Rob Muirhead. The theme music used in this episode was Sadness Room by Denis Goncharov. Find their music online at pixabay.com. Character art by Jay Steele. Find more of their work at Steele Art on Bluesky. Brine and Blood uses the revised edition of Hunter the Reckoning with a few limited house rules. Hunter the Reckoning and the World of Darkness are owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/pathofnight. You can help support the show at ko-fi.com/pathofnight. And you can find us at Path of Night Podcast on Bluesky, Twitter, and Facebook. Or email us at pathofnightpodcast@gmail.com. Take back the Night Hunters.
It's good. We're solidly keeping it.
I just wanted to double check.
My buddy Todd, who goes by Maverick, is somewhere
This is a social security number.
This is where he works. This is the kind of car he used to drive.
I'm the weird looking one. He's the one that looks like a teacher because he teaches high school.
He's on the street actually now. He moved recently.
I'm pretty sure, like last episode, I gave this whole thing like, yeah, then when they share the names, things start going.
I caught it.
I love it. I do.
I can't help what activates my edges, man.
I know we joke.
Fucking mercy creeps.
I know we joke that the defender always gets mad at the fucking martyr, but also
it's all the mercy.
It's all the mercy creeps.
All three of them. Like, what are you doing?
Because even with the innocent, it's just like, what do you mean you're hanging out with a monster? You're gonna get hurt, and then it's like, well, maybe, but maybe not. It's like, what do you mean, maybe not? And like,
you got to take some risks in life.
no, you don't.
No, you literally don't.
Pass the Rage Monster your phone real quick.
I'm upset we've gone outside. Why are you pushing us?
Who are you, Tim?
Outside is pretty bad.
Defenders are like, man.
Yeah, high mercy defenders like don't leave the basement.
They get a background called Stronghold because they eventually hit a point where like, I'm not going outside. They become preppers.
You know who's like a good version of a defender who's gone way too fucking far is just 10 Cloverfield Lane, John Goodman's character.
Mm-hmm. Yep, perfect example.
So, Erika, what you doing?
I'm getting ready to roll my outreach.
But what is that?